Today we are going to discuss about the solubility. So what is the topic? Solubility. In solution topic, second topic is the solubility. In solubility, in CBSE point of view, two types of systems are there. One is the solid in liquid. Next, second one is the gas in liquid. If you see the solubility in CBSE point of view, two types of solubilities are there. First one is the solid in liquid. Second one is the gas in liquid. If you consider the solid in liquid, solute is solid, solvent is liquid. If solute is solid, solvent is liquid, then we consider it is a solid in liquid type of system. Next to gas in liquid. If the solute is gas, liquid is the solvent, then we can say gas in liquid. In solubility, two types are there. One is the solid in liquid type, next to gas in liquid type. In solid in liquid type, if solute is solid and liquid is water or whatever the solvent, then we can say solid in liquid. Next, in gas in liquid, if solute is gas, solvent is liquid, then we can say gas in liquid. So in solid in liquid, best example is the NaCl in water. In NaCl in water, that is the best example. NaCl is the solute, water is the solvent. In gas in liquid system, CO2 in water, carbon dioxide in water. So here CO2 is the gas, so that is a solute. Next to H2O, that is a solvent. So this is a gas in liquid type of system. This is the solid in liquid type of system. Now let me see the factors affecting on the solubility of solid in liquid. What is that? Factors affecting on the solubility of solid in liquid. If you consider the factors, first factor is the nature of the solute. Nature of the solute and solvent. First factor, nature of the solute and solvent. Second one is the temperature. Third one is the pressure. Total three types of factors are there that will be effect on the solubility of solid in liquid. First one is the nature of solute and solvent. Second one is the temperature. Third one is the pressure. If you consider the nature of solute and solvent, if you take the polar solute, generally polar solute is soluble in the polar solvent. So always polar will likes the polar. Polar solute is soluble in the polar solvent. So polar solute is insoluble in the non-polar solvent. Got it? If you take the polar solute, that is readily soluble or more soluble in polar solvent. Same polar solute that is insoluble or otherwise less soluble in the non-polar solvent. If you take the same NaCl, NaCl, that is the polar solute. That is the polar solute. If you take the H2O, that is the polar solvent. NaCl is the polar solute, H2O is the polar solvent. So NaCl is readily soluble in the water, because polar solute is readily soluble in the polar solvent. So that's why NaCl always readily soluble in the water. Same NaCl that is insoluble in benzene solvent. So benzene is a non-polar solvent. Benzene is a non-polar solvent. Water is a polar solvent. NaCl readily soluble in water, but same NaCl is insoluble in benzene, because NaCl is a polar solute, so that's why it is readily soluble in the polar solvent of water. So same NaCl that is insoluble in benzene, because benzene is a non-polar solvent, so that's why it is the insoluble in the benzene. So that is the first factor, nature of solute and the solvent. Second factor is the temperature. So generally temperature is directly proportional to the solubility. Temperature is directly proportional to the solubility of solid in liquid system. So temperature that will be directly proportional to the solubility of solid in liquid. So that is depending on the solute, sometimes it will be changes, but if you consider the majority of the solutes, majority of the salts, that will be so directly proportional to the temperature. Means when the temperature is increases, solubility increases. Next, pressure. So that effect of pressure is negligible. Effect of pressure is negligible. So on solid in liquid system, because so that is the depends on the compressibility. That will be depends on the compressibility. So both solids and liquids compressibility are negligible. Both solids and liquids compressibility are negligible. So that's why effect of pressure on solubility of solid in liquid system is the so negligible. Clear? So if you consider the pressure effect on the solubility of solid in liquid system is negligible, because the compressibility of solids and liquids are negligible. So that's why there is a solubility effect of pressure on solubility are negligible. So in solubility system, first one is the solid in liquid system. So if you consider the factors affecting on the so solubility of solid in liquid system, total 3 factors are there. First one is the nature of solute and solvent. Second one is the temperature. Third one is the pressure. So if you take the nature of solute and solvent condition, polar solute always soluble in the polar solvent. Same polar solute is insoluble in the non-polar solvent. Next, if you take the effect of temperature, so the effect of temperature, so is directly proportional to the solubility. Effect of pressure, so effect of temperature directly proportional to the solubility. That will be sometimes it will be changes. So depending on the solute condition. So means that is when we are increasing the temperature, solubility of solid liquid system, majority of the components so are directly proportional. Next to effect of pressure. That effect of pressure are negligible for solid in liquid system. So because that is the compressibility of solid and liquids are negligible, so that's why the effect of pressure is the negligible. That is the solubility of solid in liquid. So next second one is the solubility of gas in liquid. If we take the solubility of gas in liquid, best example is the CO2 in water. So CO2 that is the carbon dioxide, so H2 that is the water. So best example is if you consider the normal soda water. Soda water is nothing but carbon dioxide in the water. So that is the gas in liquid system. So because CO2 is the gas, H2 is the liquid, so that's why there is a gas in liquid. So if you consider the factors affecting on the same, that is the factors affecting on the solubility of gas in liquid system. Same these three factors will be effect on the gas in liquid system. Means if you consider the solid in liquid or gas in liquids, both conditions factors effect is the same. So first factor is the same nature of the solute and nature of the solvent. Second factor, so solubility of gas in liquid system. So here also factors affecting on solubility, there is a 3 factors. Same, first is the nature of the solute and the solvent. Next to temperature, pressure. Now if you see the first one, nature of the solute and solvent. In gas in liquid system also, polar gas soluble in the polar solvent. Polar gas is soluble in the polar solvent. So all polar gas will be soluble in the polar solvent. That is the nature of the solute and solvent. Next to second factor is the temperature. Second factor, temperature. In gas and liquid system, the solubility affecting of temperature, the temperature is inversely proportional to the solubility. Clear? In gas and liquid system, the temperature is inversely proportional to the solubility. In solid in liquid system, temperature is directly proportional to the solubility, but in gas and liquid system, temperature is inversely proportional to the solubility. So, means when we are increasing the temperature, that solubility will be decreases. That is the temperature effect on the solubility. Next, if you see the solubility effect on the gas in liquid system, that is the temperature factor, so that is a solute. Next to this is the gas and solvent, that is the liquid, so it can form the solution, that is a gas in liquid. If you take the this is a CO2 This is the H2O. This is the CO2 H2O mixture. CO2 H2O mixture. This is the exothermic process. Delta H is the negative. Exothermic process, delta H is the negative. Now question is, why gases tends to be less soluble by rising the temperature? What is the question? Why gases tends to be less soluble by rising the temperature? So this question is based on the second factor. What is the question? Why gases tends to be less soluble by rising the temperature? So this is the solubility of gas in liquid system is a reversible process and exothermic process. Solubility of gas in liquid system, reversible process and exothermic process based on the Le Chatelier's principle. Based on the Le Chatelier principle. So this is the in 11th equilibrium chapter there is a topic. Based on the Le Chatelier principle, in reversible reaction and exothermic process, when the temperature is increases, equilibrium reaction follows backward direction. What is that reason? Based on the Le Chatelier principle, in reversible reaction and exothermic process, by increasing temperature, equilibrium follows backward direction. When equilibrium follows backward direction, automatically solubility of gas in liquid system decreases. If this equilibrium reaction follows forward direction, then solubility increases. Same this equilibrium reaction, if it is follows backward direction, solubility decreases. So now what is that question? Why gases tends to be less soluble by rising temperature? Now answer is, solubility of gas in liquid system is a reversible process and exothermic process based on the Le Chatelier principle. By increasing temperature, equilibrium follows backward direction. That's why solubility decreases. समझ में आई वाला? दोबारा आंसर बताता हूँ देखो. Solubility of gas in liquid system is a reversible process and exothermic process based on the Le Chatelier principle. By increasing temperature, equilibrium reaction follows backward direction. That's why solubility decreases. So that is the based on the second factor. Now let me see the third factor. So what is the third factor? Effect of pressure. Effect of pressure. In gas and liquid system, the pressure is directly proportional to the solubility. In gas and liquid system, the pressure is directly proportional to the solubility. If you take solid in liquid system, that effect of pressure are negligible, but in gas and liquid system, that pressure is directly proportional to the solubility. This effect of pressure on solubility we can explain based on the Henry's law. What is that law? Henry's law. The solubility of gas in liquid system we can explain based on the Henry's law. So here also that's a factor separating, that is a 3 similar to the solid and liquid system. First one is the nature of the solute and solvent. Second one is the temperature. Third one is the pressure. First factor, when if you take the polar gas, that is readily soluble in the polar solvent. Second factor, temperature. So the temperature is inversely proportional to the solubility. So that's why by increasing the temperature, solubility decreases. This we can explain based on the Le Chatelier's principle. Third one is the pressure. Effect of pressure on solubility. So that is the pressure is directly proportional to the solubility. This we can explain based on the Henry's law. Now let me see the what is Henry's law. Now let me see the Henry's law. According to Henry's law, partial pressure of the gas is directly proportional to the mole fraction of the gas. According to Henry's law, partial pressure of the gas is directly proportional to the mole fraction of the gas. When we remove the proportionality, we will get the constant, that is the kH into mole fraction of gas. This kH is called Henry's law constant. Henry's law constant. According to Henry's law, partial pressure of the gas is directly proportional to the mole fraction of the gas. When we remove the proportionality, we get the constant, that is the kh. Kh is the Henry's law constant. P is the partial pressure, x is the mole fraction of the gas. This P is equal to kh into a mole fraction of the gas, that is the Henry's law equation. If you see the graph, partial pressure of the gas versus mole fraction of the gas. Partial pressure of the gas versus mole fraction of the gas. So that is the proportionality graph. This is the proportionality of the graph. So partial pressure is directly proportional to the mole fraction of the gas. So that kh is the Henry's law constant. That kh is inversely proportional to the solubility of the gas. Means those gas contains more kh value, such gas will become less soluble in the water. So if you consider the x, y, z, three gases are there. So this x gas solubility is the 30. So that is a kilopascal. Y gas is the 60 kilopascal. So z gas is the 10 kilopascal. Now, Henry's law constant is inversely proportional to the solubility. Means those gas contains more kh value, such gas will become less soluble in the water. Now question is the x, y and z. So three gases are there. Three gases kh values, that is a 30 kilopascal, 60 kilopascal, 10 kilopascal. Now arrange the solubility order of gases in water. Otherwise, which gas is more soluble in the water? So in three gases, which gas is more soluble in the water? Means those gas contains less kh value, that will becomes more soluble in the water. Means that is Z is the more soluble in the water because it contains less kh value. Kh value is the Henry's law constant. Means based on the kh values, we can predict the which gas is more soluble in the water. If you take x, y, z, three gases, z gas contains less kh value, so that's why it is the more soluble in the water. So this is the Z solubility order. Z is the more soluble. Next S, X. Next that is the Y. That is the solubility order. So Y contains more kh value. Gas Y contains more kh value. That's why it is the less soluble. So this is the Henry's law. So Henry's law the definition क्या रहेगा? Partial pressure of the gas is directly proportional to the mole fraction of the gas is called as a Henry's law. So partial pressure P. So if you remove the proportionality, you get the constant, there is a kh, Henry's law constant. This is the mole fraction of the gas. So if you take those gas contains more kh value, such gas becomes less soluble in the water. Now let me see the applications of Henry's law. Now topic is the applications of Henry's law. Now question is the define Henry's law and give the applications of Henry's law. Define Henry's law and give the applications of Henry's law. So this is the definition of Henry's law. This topic is what? Next to applications of Henry's law. First application. According to Henry's law, while we are manufacturing the soft drinks, according to Henry's law, while we are manufacturing the soft drinks, we can maintain low temperature and high pressure. Low temperature and high pressure. That is the first application. What is the first application? So soft drinks are manufactured under low temperature and high pressure because of more solubility in water. That is based on the Henry's law. That is the first application. Now let me see the second application. If you take the scuba divers when they are go to the deep inside the water, scuba divers when they are go to the deep inside the water, generally they can wear the oxygen cylinder, oxygen helium gas mixture of cylinder. Scuba divers when they are go to the deep inside the water, generally they can wear the oxygen helium gas mixture of cylinder. Why they are wearing the oxygen cylinder? So that we can explain based on the Henry's law. If you take scuba divers, if they are not wearing the oxygen cylinder, when they are go to the deep inside the water, so when we go to the depth, the pressure will be increases. When the pressure is increases, so soluble gases in water increases. Soluble gases means that is nothing but we can consider the oxygen and nitrogen gases. So means if you consider the nitrogen and oxygen, so that when we are doing the breathing, little bit breathing, that condition more nitrogen gas will be entering into the our body. So our body means that is the scuba divers. Oxygen also enter into the body, but oxygen will be combined with the hemoglobin. Nitrogen will not combine with the hemoglobin. So whatever the nitrogen gas enter into the body, that will be remains in the gaseous state, N2 state. So again, when the scuba divers come back to the surface, so means when they are coming back to the surface, so that is the pressure will be decreases. Whatever the nitrogen gas enter into the body, it will be escaping from his body. So when the nitrogen gas is escaping from his body, it will be create the bubbles in the blood circulation system. Due to the formation of that bubbles, so that it will be affect on the blood circulation system. So because if it is affecting on the blood circulation system, so the person unable to breathe perfectly and the person becomes weak. So that condition is called as a bends. That condition is called as a bends. This is the very important. Define bends also they can ask. What is that? Second application. So scuba divers, when they are go to the deep inside the water, if they are not wearing the oxygen cylinder, so inside the water more nitrogen gas will be entering into the body. Whatever the nitrogen gas enter into the body, nitrogen gas will not react in our body. Whatever the nitrogen gas is present, that will be remains in the same N2 state. Again, when the person is coming back to the surface, direct surface, so that nitrogen gas, whatever the nitrogen gas in the body, it will be escaping from his body. When it is escaping from his body, it will be create the bubbles in the blood circulation system. It will be effect on the pumping of the blood circulation system. So that person unable to do the perfect actions, means the person becomes weak. So that effect is called as a bends. So that is called as a bends. So define bends. For define bends, you can write the only single sentence. So formation of a nitrogen air bubbles in blood circulation system is called as a bends. So when it happens, that is a bends if the scuba divers not wearing the oxygen cylinder. समझ में आया? अगर जो स्कूबा डाइवर्स है जनरली जो डीप इनसाइड द वाटर जाएगा, तब वो कंडीशन में ऑक्सीजन सिलेंडर पहन के जाएगा. अगर बिना ऑक्सीजन सिलेंडर पहन जाने तो जब वाटर का अंदर जाएगा, पानी का अंदर जाएगा, तब मोर नाइट्रोजन गैस बॉडी के अंदर जाएगा. जब नाइट्रोजन गैस जाएगा, नाइट्रोजन गैस पे जो है हमारा बॉडी में किससे रिएक्ट नहीं होएगा. जितना नाइट्रोजन गैस अंदर गया था, पूरा नाइट्रोजन गैस बॉडी के अंदर ऐसी रहेगा. अगेन जो पर्सन है वापस पानी के अंदर से बाहर आने लगेगा, तब जितना नाइट्रोजन गैस अंदर गया था वो भी बाहर आने लगेगा. मतलब इसका नाइट्रोजन के साथ ऑक्सीजन भी अंदर जाएगा, लेकिन ऑक्सीजन हीमोग्लोबिन के साथ कंबाइंड होएगा. लेकिन नाइट्रोजन कंबाइंड नहीं होएगा, इसलिए नाइट्रोजन गैस पूरा बाहर आने लगेगा. जैसा नाइट्रोजन गैस बाहर आने लगेगा, तब ये ब्लड सर्कुलेशन सिस्टम में क्या रहेगा, बबल्स फॉर्मेशन हो जाएगा. इसका ब्लड सर्कुलेशन सिस्टम में जैसा बबल फॉर्मेशन होएगा, तब ऑटोमेटिकली ब्लड पंपिंग सिस्टम में इफेक्ट होएगा. तब ये पर्सन में क्या रहेगा, डिसऑर्डर क्रिएट हो जाएगा. वो डिसऑर्डर की वजह से पर्सन क्या रहेगा, वीक होते रहेगा. वही वाला कंडीशन जो रहता है बेंड्स होता है. इसलिए बेंड्स को अवॉइड करने के लिए स्कूबा डाइवर्स ऑक्सीजन सिलेंडर पहन के जाएगा. सो दैट इज द सेकंड एप्लीकेशन ऑफ द हेनरीज लॉ. क्लियर? सो हियर व्हाट यू हैव टू रिमेंबर, डिफाइन बेंड्स. So you have to remember the definition of bends. Next, the third one is the anoxia. Third one is the anoxia. So anoxia is the, if you take the person, those persons are living at high altitudes. So those persons are living at high altitudes. When we are go to the height, that pressure will be decreases. Means those persons are living at high altitudes. In his blood circulation system, he will not get the sufficient amount of oxygen. So means in his breathing condition, he will not get the sufficient amount of oxygen compared to the normal plain surface of the person. So because of deficiency of oxygen, the person unable to think perfectly. So that is called as the anoxia. So what is anoxia? Those persons are living at high altitudes. So he will not get the sufficient amount of oxygen in his breathing. Automatically oxygen deficiency will be takes place in his blood circulation system. So because of oxygen deficiency, the person unable to think perfectly. That is called as a anoxia. So this is also very important. Define anoxia. So now what is the question? Define Henry's law and give the applications of Henry's law. So definition, this part is the definition. Application, total 3 applications. First application is the, while we are packing or manufacturing the soft drinks, that sealed under the low temperature and high pressure because of more solubility of gas in liquid. So second one is the bends. So scuba divers, for avoiding the bends, they can wear the oxygen cylinder. Next to anoxia. Those persons are living at high altitudes. In his blood circulation system, less concentration of oxygen is present. So that is called as anoxia. Because of anoxia, the person unable to think perfectly. So this is the Henry's law and applications. So question, define Henry's law and give the applications of Henry's law. That is the one question. Second question is the define bends and anoxia. Second question. So third question here. So why gases tends to be less soluble by raising the temperature. Next fourth question, they will give you X, Y, Z, three gases. So KH values, you have to arrange the solubility order in water. Clear?